there, comic book people of the world. Have you seen the Masters of the Universe Revelation series on Netflix? Be prepared, I'm about to give some major spoilers. First and foremost, I have to say it. Oh my god, this was such an incredibly awesome series. I fracking loved it. It's only 5 episodes, but this is just the first part. They're going to be releasing the second part sometime down the line. Originally, this series was being advertised as a direct sequel from the 1980s Filmation series. However, it's not really a direct sequel. It does have a lot of elements that were involved in the original series, but it is its own continuity. But if you did watch the 1980s Filmation series, you could see that this series borrows a lot from that series, a lot of the characters and a lot of the plot lines. The series starts out with Skeletor attacking Grayskull yet again, while simultaneously we have Teela having a ceremony where she's being promoted to the rank of Man-at-Arms. He-Man and the Royal Guard come to Grayskull's defense, but unfortunately, seemingly so, He-Man and Skeletor both fall in battle. We have the whole concept of Teela now finding out that Prince Adam was He-Man this entire time, and that she had been lied to. She is rightfully very angry about this and quits everything, and she goes off to do her own thing. This is where the main series goes into play. We have the idea that magic has now been destroyed in Eternia, which is going to be destroying the entire universe. Evelyn and the Sorceress, working together, using the little bit of magic they have left, convince Teela to go find the 2 halves of the Power Sword that were split up in the final battle between Skeletor and He-Man. To which they successfully do so, but we have a couple of their comrades who fall in battle as well, and it is incredibly sad. I never thought I would be sad about seeing Roboto being killed. When Orko died, I legit cried at that. I was not expecting it. I mean, damn, they really made me feel for him, and I didn't really like Orko in the past, but now I absolutely love him. I don't think anyone out there was surprised that Skeletor was going to return back into this series, but I was not expecting him to stab Prince Adam mid-transformation. This ended on such a huge cliffhanger, and it left me at the end of my seat just begging for more. This series had a lot of different characters that both showed up in the Filmation series, and some characters that we never got to see animated. Triclops is my favorite character out of the entire series. I like him being more of a master swordsman than anything else. I wasn't really liking him being a cult leader, but you know what? I am happy that he's involved. I will say though, I do love Henry Rollins as being the voice for Triclops. The character of Andra, who only made a few brief appearances in past media, is brought in as Teela's partner, and I really like the dynamics between the two of them. I love Mark Hamill as the voice of Skeletor, but in my head I still kept hearing the Joker and I couldn't get that out. Is that supposed to be Screech? Because if so, that is a very cool Easter egg that they put in. Speaking of Easter eggs, there are many of them. It feels as though they're referencing back to several different mediums that have shown Masters of the Universe, including the cartoon and the toys, the magazines, and the comic books. I know a lot of fans are not too happy with Teela being the main character in this first half, but you know what? I'm totally okay with that. Teela is an awesome character. She's always been such an incredible badass, and now she's even more of a badass. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy, fit really well for Teela's voice as well. Tony Todd as Scareglow. Holy crap, man. He nailed it. I will say though, personally, the character that stole the show, at least for me, is Evelyn. I mean, the voice actress alone, Queen Cersei is voicing her. I want to see Lena play Evelyn in a live-action movie because she did it perfectly. When they show Preternia and we get to see the former champions of Grayskull, this is something I thought we would never see. I love that we get King Grayskull and a little bit of backstory about him, which, by the way, there is a comic book that's a companion to this series that's a prequel, and we get a little bit of King Grayskull in that as well. The animation of this series is off the chart. The designs of the characters play homage to the original characters, but still updating it to more modern times. The transformation sequence for He-Man, I am just gonna go ahead and say it, it reminded me a lot of Sailor Moon, and I know many other people out there have already stated that too. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I loved it. I think it was great, and I'm glad that they put that in there. Also, does it not look like they have a little bit of a pride element in there with the rainbow-ish coloring? This is only the first part of the series, and I know the lack of He-Man and Skeletor in it is something that a lot of people were upset about. But honestly, I really don't even care about that much. I actually want to see the other characters get the spotlight. It's not called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Revelation. It's just called Masters of the Universe Revelation. I'm confident we're going to be getting a lot more of He-Man and Skeletor in the future episodes, not to mention the fact that Teela is probably going to embrace her sorceress role, being that she is the daughter of the sorceress, and she's probably going to get even more powerful. which I don't know if some fanboys out there are gonna like that, being that this was such a focus on her for this series. My biggest complaint about this series is that there's not enough episodes. I want more. Another problem I had with this is that Preternia itself is being shown more like a heaven or a Valhalla for warriors, but I would have liked it to have been what it's supposed to have been in the past mythos, where it's Eternia's past. I could probably go on and on about this series and talk for hours, but I feel like I've already been babbling, so I'll start to end this video. But yes, I love this series. I thought it was incredibly well done. I can't wait for part 2 to drop, which I think is supposed to be in a couple months. But what did you think about it? Watch it for yourself and determine whether or not you like this series. Let me know in the comments down below whether or not it's something that you would want to watch in the future, or whether or not this is it, you're not going to continue on with it. I'm very curious. With that, I'll end this video review. If you haven't done it yet, check out my Patreon site, patreon.com/GayComicGeek. You become a patron, you get to see extra pictures, videos, and photo shoots that I only show to patrons. Check it out, I'd really appreciate it. And with that, I'll join you guys in another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
I'm in love with a hero.
I swear there was a point where we got to see He-Man's butt in mid-transformation scene. Check it out for yourself, but I think we did see it here.